Nikola Jokic is doing what Nikola Jokic does, and what I mean by that is he's top 10 in scoring, rebounding, assist, and leading the league in PER. Jokic might be having his best season yet, which is absurd considering he already has 3 of arguably the 5 best offensive seasons we've ever seen from a center. If you were to ask me right now who's the MVP, I would say it's him, and I wouldn't think twice about it. Once again, he's playing at a level we really just haven't seen in the NBA, and he's making it look like a day job. But quickly, before we go any further, if you're new and like basketball, I'd really appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I release a video. I make videos about basketball all the time, and liking and subscribing are the 2 best ways that can help me out in the YouTube algorithm, help support the channel, and help me reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend it to others. Anyways, let's talk about Nikola Jokic. Through 18 games, Jokic is averaging 29 points per game, 13.2 rebounds per game, and 9.2 assists per game on 57.1, 31.6, 80 splits, and a 64.1 true shooting percentage. I want to put into perspective how absurd he's been. For the 4th straight season, he's leading the league in player efficiency rating, offensive win shares, offensive box score plus minus, and value over replacement player. His PER of 34.6 is on pace to be the best ever for a single season, breaking his own record. There's a legitimate argument that we are currently watching the greatest offensive peak in NBA history. Jokic is having a quote-unquote down year in terms of efficiency, the second lowest field goal percentage and the lowest true shooting percentage of his peak. That quote-unquote down year in terms of efficiency still puts him second in field goal percentage among players who average at least 15 field goal attempts per game, and he also is tied for second highest true shooting percentage among players with at least a 30 usage rate. Even in a down year for efficiency, he's still among the best. I know it's cliche to talk about how Jokic quote-unquote doesn't care about basketball, which I don't think is true, because you don't become as good at a craft as Jokic is at basketball if you don't love it. But at the same time, watching him move like a middle-aged man at the YMCA open runs and still dominating the best league in the world never gets old. He's not the quickest, he's not the fastest, he's not the most explosive. He wins with patience and pace, he wins with strength and physicality, he wins by outsmarting everyone else on the court, leveraging what he does as a passer to make scoring easier for himself. To make 29 points per game on that level of efficiency look as easy as he makes it look is truly absurd. It looks like he's moving like an old man. The pace he plays at looks like he's treating it like a day job, and defenses just can't stop him. It doesn't matter if it's the best defensive players in the world like Bam Adebayo, Rudy Gobert, or Jaren Jackson Jr., or future great defensive players like Victor Wembanyama or Chet Holmgren. He simply can't be stopped. In a way, he's kind of like Steph Curry, but the version of Steph Curry that's a big man. Not in the sense that he's 7 feet tall and is Steph Curry, but more in the sense of the same way Steph wasn't and still isn't the biggest or most explosive athlete but still can't be stopped, Jokic isn't the freak athlete that seems to be the trend for modern NBA basketball at his position, and he still can't be stopped. What Jokic does as a scorer is already ridiculous, and that alone makes him one of the best players in the world, but when you combine his scoring with his playmaking, it makes him the best player in the world. It's already hard enough to stop a player who can put up an efficient 30 ball in his sleep. Now add arguably the greatest passing skill set we've ever seen, and he's truly unstoppable. His vision is generational, his feel for the game is generational, the creativity is generational, his manipulation is generational, his accuracy is generational. He has no flaws as a passer. He's generational in every passing intangible you can think of. He perfectly understands his gravity as a player. He uses the fear of his scoring to open up advantages for those around him, the same way he uses the fear of his passing to open up advantages for himself. He uses his casual, laid-back mannerisms to toy with the minds of opposing defenses, never letting them know his next move, and that really is something that impresses me the most among all the incredible things he does as a passer. He uses his unpredictability to his advantage, and his playmaking is the focal point of what makes him the most unguardable player in the world. I believe Nikola Jokic is the best playmaker of all time. There's definitely an argument for Magic Johnson. I'm not going to be mad if you disagree or believe it is Magic. Actually, that's the same thing. But anyways, my philosophy about playmaking is it's about more than just your ability to pass. It's about the advantages you create for both yourself and others. And there's no player in NBA history that's better at creating advantages than Nikola Jokic. There's no one that creates offense at the level he does. He's unstoppable, simply put. One way or another, he will create an offensive advantage. Whether it's for himself, which has led to 24 to 30 plus point nights on absurd efficiency in his sleep, or for others, by being the best playmaker we've ever seen. Jokic isn't just the best playmaker ever in my opinion because of his passing, it's because he has the elite scoring to complement his passing. He leverages his generational scoring gravity to create advantages for others. He leverages his generational passing gravity to create advantages for himself. All great playmakers do that, but what makes Jokic the best playmaker ever is the fact he's the best at both of them, which is why he's the best in the world. Not just the best playmaker, best player in the world. Giannis is close. For a while, I thought it was Giannis. I've made multiple videos talking about it. But right now, I think that title goes to Jokic, and I feel very confident saying that. Because he's the only player in the NBA who at the very least has an argument for best scorer, rebounder, and playmaker in the world. And he's the best rebounder and playmaker, and the argument for him being the best scorer is very strong. And not only is that something that I can't say about any other player in today's NBA, it might be something I don't think I can say about any other player in NBA history. We are in the middle of one of the greatest peaks in NBA history. We are watching the best offensive big ever, and maybe the best offensive player ever. Now, in terms of his all-time status, he's already top 15 in my opinion, but he needs a few more accolades. I would say maybe another title or two, or maybe another MVP or two. I think that could get him not only into a top 10 lock, but also a real argument for the top 5. If he has 3 to 4 rings, 3 to 4 MVPs, with the peak he's having now, the argument for top 5 ever will be very real. And honestly, I think it's realistic he gets to that. This Nuggets team, when everyone's healthy, looks like the best team in the NBA. And I think they can go back to back. I think they will be contending for titles for at least the next 3 to 4 years, and probably even more than that. I've enjoyed watching every bit of it. I've enjoyed watching Jokic since he's entered the NBA. Watching him go from this fun gimmick to this rising star to this MVP to one of the best players we've ever seen. He's one of my favorite players to make videos about because I never get tired of watching the tape. There's just something special about watching the peak of offensive ability look like a day job. But that's the end of this video. If you made it to this point, thank you so much. Again, haven't already, like, subscribe, hit notification bell, notified whenever I release a video. I make videos about basketball all the time, and liking and subscribing are the 2 best ways that can help me out in the YouTube algorithm, help support the channel, and I'll be reaching my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Let's try and get 100 likes on this video so YouTube will recommend it to others. Let me know what you think about Jokic in the comments section below. Do you think he's the best player in the world? Where does he rank all time right now? Where do you think he will rank all time by the end of his career? What more does he have to accomplish to maybe get into that top 5? Let me know all of that down below. But with that being said, have a nice day. I'll see you guys in the next one.